Let's take a look at ways we could create an interesting and attractive light cover using Solid Edge. I'll start with a metric part file. I'll go to the line command, lock to the XZ plane, and I'll draw a vertical line down 100. Draw another line coming out at 40. I'd like to come to the arc command. From this point down to this point, I'll place an arc. And I'd like that to be 145. Add some dimensions there. Now, I'm going to change this to construction, these two lines. So I'm not going to actually use those. I'll turn off my lock, come back to my circle command, and on the top plane, XY plane, come down to sketch view. And I'm going to place a circle along this line at 8. And I'll add a dimension from the y-axis out to the circle, and I'll make that 10. And once I have my sketch done, I'll come over to the sweep command. I'll take the defaults, single path and cross section. I'll select my arc, green check mark, and then the circle. And that looks very boring. So let's come over here to our sweep options. And this time I'll start with number of turns, 0.5. Now what I'm going to do different here is look at the scale along the path, my start scale at 1, my end scale at 0.2. Let's see what happens when we do that. So it creates this interesting shape there, this interesting sweep. Let's come back and identify the sweep, and you see it's called protrusion 1. Anytime you want, you can just rename those. I could come down here and say rename, call that sweep 1. So I'll identify the sweep, come over to my pattern command, circular, and around the Z axis, I'll pattern that. Let's just say 15, and I'll accept that. So let's use the revolve command to tie all these pieces at the bottom together. Before I do that, I'm going to come over to the surfacing command, live section, and let's just spin this around on one of the reference planes. Let's use the YZ axis. I'll click on that axis. And if I look at that from my sketch view, I see it gives me a cross section. And so I need to come in now, circle command, and I'll lock to that same reference plane, and I'll add a circle down here. Let's just come in here and add a circle anywhere about here, and I'll make that say 2, just so it covers the bottom there. And once I have the circle, come back to the revolve command, identify the new circle, and come up to the Z axis. Let me just spin that around so I can see it. Identify the Z axis and use my 360 option to close that. And you can see how that's closed now. Now let's go and bring in a light bulb. I'll come over here to the clipboard here. And I've got a light bulb out here, so I'll just grab that bulb and open. It's way too big, so I'll come over to scale, go to 0.05. and see if that works. So I've got a light bulb now. What I'd like to do is move that bulb, go to my part copy. Let's just rotate that around, go around -90 and try to move it into a better position here.